TVS Motor Company has launched its second electric scooter. This is the premium TVS X, which has been launched here in Dubai. With us right now to speak about the strategy behind this premium vehicle and what more lies ahead for TVS Motor Company in the electric vehicle space and future products in internal combustion engines is the Managing Director of the company, Sudarshan Venu. Sudarshan, thank you very much for joining us. This is a big occasion.
My pleasure, Parikshit.
Thank you for being with us. Big occasion for the company. The strategy behind TVS X at a time when the market for electric vehicles is taking off. It seems that mass market vehicles are the answer currently, but you've gone for a premium offering. The strategy?
Parikshit, I think you're right. Electric vehicle sales, particularly in India, is really growing at a very rapid pace, and TVS aims to be at the forefront of this transformation. I think iQube has been very well received by customers. Over 100,000 were sold last year, and we'll look at 200,000 this year. I think in addition to this, we are developing a range of electric vehicles for all the segments of the market, which I shared with you earlier, and this is the second one that you're seeing. There's also an electric three-wheeler and an electric three-wheeler cargo, and you'll see more products beyond that as well. I think we wanted to do something, today Indian young millennials and Gen Z are really global trendsetters. So we wanted to do something exponential for them, and that's the TVS X. It has exponential technology, design, and all of this, Parikshit, is engineered, designed, and produced in-house in TVS Motors, including the motor, BMS, controllers, the software, the UI UX, and this is really what makes it so unique and something that is really a world-defining EV product, the TVS X.
Right. Now the pricing. Currently, most of the products that we have in the market are under 2 lakhs or in the range of 1.5 to 1.6 lakhs. Now this is priced around 2.45 or just under 2.5 lakhs. Do you think there would be a market for this at such a price?
Absolutely. I think there are discerning millennials in India today, and the volume of them is growing rapidly. This is not just, we have the mass market variants, we have iQube, we have other models and variants of iQube, but this is really about showcasing technology and showcasing what our vision is and what the TVS brand stands for. And I think there are discerning customers. It's not just about volumes, but it's about discerning customers who really appreciate this, showcase what the brand is about, and I think that segment is really growing fast. If you see even the number of bikes above 200cc that are selling in India today and the pace of growth of that, all these are discerning customers, and I think many of them are young millennials, and that's where TVS X is aimed. They also want to be sustainable, cool, connected, have a lot of safety features, and that is really brought together along with unique design, aluminum chassis, not the traditional steel, with much higher torsional stiffness, and all this is brought together to create something truly unique. That's why it's the TVS X.
How many years has the company been working on this product? Any collaboration or support from BMW on this? And could you give us a sense of how much you have really invested in bringing this product to light?
We've been working on this for about 3 years. It is completely engineered, designed in-house, and other than the cells, really everything is also made in-house, and I think this is what makes it so unique and so exponential in the way that the integrated electronics, communications, safety, drivability, the handling, everything motor is brought together in one. And we've invested about 250 crores on this.
Okay, going forward, it has been announced that the bookings have begun immediately.
Yes.
The launch will be in Bengaluru starting November. What is the product rollout plan for TVS X throughout the country, and what next for global markets?
This is a really desirable and aspirational product, and we will start in Bengaluru and then roll it out over, say, 15 cities by the end of the year. The first edition is limited to 2,000 vehicles, and it comes with a paired Garmin smartwatch and also a concierge service, which I think really makes it cool and fun for the Gen Z customers.
Right, you're ramping up production of iQube. I will come to iQube in a bit, but what is the initial production capacity that you're working with for TVS X?
For this, it's about 30,000 bikes a year, and of course in iQube we are ramping up. We'll soon touch 25,000 a month. We'll expand from 300 to 600 dealers, and then after that we'll look at 30,000 as well.
Right, so we've seen iQube sales really picking up in a big way. 39,000 for FY20 2023. What's your outlook for FY24? I think last month you did about...
I think last year was already 100,000.
Right.
And this year we're looking at...
No, I'm talking about 39,000 in the quarter gone by.
Sure. Yeah. We're looking at crossing 200,000 vehicles for sure and doing more as well.
FY24 crossing 200,000.
That's right.
Right. And what is the production capacity for iQube from 25,000 in August? What do you want to take it to?
At the next phase, I think after 25,000, we look at 35 and then 50,000.
Right, and in terms of more products, you've already said that there are a range of products in different battery capacities that you're working on. After iQube, after TVS X, what more can we expect for the TVS stable?
I think you can see a really, as I said, a complete range between 5 and 30 kilowatts. We've already shown a couple, the three-wheeler as well, and you'll see more of that. And just next month, we have an exciting IC engine motorcycle which is going to be fast and showcase a lot of technology and cool design launching next month, and that will be on the BMW platform.
I'd like to ask you about your investments towards electric vehicles. How much are you allocating out of your total capex guidance? How much is going towards EVs?
The bulk of our capex is going towards EVs. This is the most important focus area for us, which we're investing behind. We have done electric bicycles, electric scooter. Now we have the unique TVS X. You have the BMW vehicle coming in November, electric three-wheeler, and we will also do more electric two-wheelers, which we will announce as it gets a bit closer. And I think you're also seeing the British government funded electric racing Norton. So we are really looking at embracing electric mobility, and the bulk of our capex is going there. At the same time, we see some growth in IC engines as well, India especially, and some other markets. And wherever we see opportunities, you'll see exciting launches there as well.
You spoke about Norton motorcycles. What's the timeline for the launch of the Norton?
We've started selling the Norton 961 Commando in the UK, and also the limited edition 4-cylinder cafe racer, the V4, which is really cool and limited to just 100 numbers. I think from next year you'll start seeing expansion outside the UK and more models as well. I think the products are really world class, and I think you'll see something exciting as well next year, and also the V4s and the 961s that are already going.
What about India?
I think India also we will do work on next year, probably later in the second half of next year. Right. And not just India, but I think you will start seeing the launch of Norton in all developed countries, but I also think in emerging markets, particularly India and other markets, there is an increasing affordability and an increasing desire to have these premium and luxury motorcycles, and that's really what Norton aims to target, and some of them will be electric as well.
Any room for further acquisitions? You have been acquiring companies in the electric bicycle space.
Yeah, I think electric bicycles is a huge market in Europe and some other industrialized countries, and that's really what we're building a strategy for. Acquisitions we will see from time to time, but I think we have a good base. We're investing in new products, in expanding that business, and I think that is what really, and as the European economy also starts recovering from next year, I think there'll be more opportunities to grow there.
Right. Now,
of course, we have focused a lot on our own new products in the electric bicycles and in a lot of our own internal focus, but acquisition we'll see.
Right. I would like to also ask you about the domestic market, the IC engine market. There has been a overall slowdown in exports. I think exports have been down about 20%. Do you see any improvement in global markets, in your key markets going forward?
I think definitely with inflation globally coming under some control, particularly in Africa, I believe that it has bottomed out, and we are starting to see some growth, and I think it will slowly start building back from here.
Right. In terms of your overall growth, if I were to ask you for the next quarter, what kind of growth targets are you really working with?
I think the next quarter is already a little bit over, and I think the momentum that you saw, the 26% is what was our revenue growth in Q1. Some of that was also with better semiconductors, but I think we are on a growth path, and you'll continue to see growth going forward as well, and that's why we remain excited. Many of our models are very well received, and these will continue to help us grow.
10.6%, that was your EBITDA margin growth that we have seen. Will you be able to sustain it? What about growth from here onwards? What will be the key drivers?
I think electric is of course one big opportunity. The domestic market is really giving us good results. Jupiter 125 and Raider have been very well received. There's also the Jupiter 110 and Apache which continue to do well, and Entorq of course. So I think we're very optimistic on growing in the domestic market and keeping up our pace of growth, and also growing a bit faster than the market. Exports also will start turning around. So I think we are excited.
the larger 2030 reimagined vision that TVS Motor Company is working with, give us a sense of the kind of product mix, the company vision that you really have.
See, I think our vision for 2030 is to transform the quality of life of our customers, and by developing products and mobility solutions that are exciting, responsible, sustainable, importantly, and safe. And I think this is the direction in which we are working, and today's TVS X is really a step in the direction of that vision, where we brought together a lot of elements, a connected experience with your smartwatch, making your life much easier, making it more fun to commute, more connected. And you will see more products coming in the line of this vision, starting including with next month's launch.
Right. And how do you see your exports contributing to your overall revenues in the next 3 to 5 years?
I think exports is picking up again, and so in the next 3 to 5 years, hopefully we'll have over 50% from outside India. But I think it's important to highlight, Parikshit, that the growth is here in India at the moment, and for the foreseeable future. The next decade is India's decade. You have so much consumption, so many more premium vehicles getting sold, so many more electrics getting sold, even average commuters now upgrading to 125s, to 150s. So I think we also have a huge focus on the Indian market. The growth story is in India. 65% of our revenue is here in India. And I think the growth is really something that we are super excited about, and which we are investing and launching products with a focus on that.
So when you're saying 50% is going to come from export, you're talking about 50% of your overall revenues to come from export markets?
Yes.
Right.
But I think, Parikshit, we need to grow in export, and definitely that is what I said. At the same time, we need to call out the huge excitement in India today. There's so many, world's most populous country, world's largest two-wheeler market, world's fastest growing economy. The consumption growth that's happening here is superb, and we believe that over the next 10 years that will continue structurally. So a lot of our new launches will of course be global, but definitely focused on India. And I think even brands like Norton and the premium bikes, the consumption will grow in India. And with our product portfolio, we're really looking forward to harness that opportunity.
Rural versus urban, what's the sentiment like at the moment? Do you see it improving in the rural sector?
India is growing.
And the entry-level motorcycles.
India is growing. There were some concerns on the monsoon, but that has improved. And I think India is really growing, and we are excited.
My final two questions. The iQube, taking it abroad, taking it to export markets, when can we expect that?
We are starting right away as capacity ramps up and we're able to fulfill the exuberant demand that we have in India, and we have a little more capacity. We're just looking at taking it abroad.
So what beyond Nepal?
No, definitely beyond Nepal, there are opportunities in parts of Latin America, parts of Asia, parts of maybe even Europe. So definitely there are a lot of opportunities. Turkey.
Right. My final question, Sudarshan, would be on the ISRO success, the Chandrayaan.
Fabulous. It's an inspiring and proud moment for all of us, Parikshit. And really, it's inspiring for us that on the launch day of our flagship TVS X, this happened. I think it's really inspirational.
Were you able to watch it on your flight?
Yes, absolutely. I came here yesterday, so I was ready to watch it today.
All right. Thanks very much, Sudarshan, for joining us and speaking to us about the TVS.